And had she be a man and she slapped his face in the way that she did, her ass would have been walked off in handcuffs. Let's pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, pull up, I pull up, I pull up. Coucou, what's up? It's your girl Kadija, aka the musingknomad, and I'm back again. And this is the Ultimatum review. This is going to be a pretty short review. It's not going to be particularly detailed because I'm not going to go into depth. If you would like for me to go into depth, as in doing it episode by episode, then let me know, and I can do that in the future. But I will be traveling soon, so that's why it's just easier for me to just do a short video talking about the main points of interest for me. And yeah, like always, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started. So again, this is Ultimatum Season 2 US. If y'all have not watched Ultimatum France, girl, watch that one. Watch that one, okay? So I'm gonna do it couple by couple, and then I'm gonna go into the individuals. So I'm just gonna start off with the people that didn't really do much. Y'all, I cannot remember who Ryan's man's name is. I don't remember. So I'm gonna start with them. Ryan is a beautiful girl. Her partner, I can't recall what his name is right now. I was trying to make notes when I was doing my notes, and for whatever reason I can't think of his name, so I apologize. But for me, I feel like they're way too young to be trying to get married. I think she just wants to have this like ideal of like, oh my god, I met my high school sweetheart and we were in love for 70 fucking years, etc., etc. I think she's a beautiful girl. She seems like a really sweet person, but you need to have more lived experience. It's not about just like getting with the first guy you meet and staying with him forever. No. And he's already cheated on you. You've forgiven him and you still want to pursue something with him when he's telling you, I don't believe in forever relationships. I want to kind of explore. I want to do this. So for me, I honestly don't think that they should be together. They really need to go live and explore and learn about themselves before they come and decide to be together. And it's just, yeah, I think he has issues. He unfortunately has mommy issues, or maybe even daddy issues as well. His mom wasn't really there because she was just working a lot, and you know, the relationship between them is kind of, it's hard and it's sad to see, but it is. And when he was coupled up with Raya, in the beginning he was like open to it, right? But then his conscience started to get at him because that's when he disclosed that he did cheat on her. So then he didn't want to like be close to her or do the romantic things or whatever anymore. So I think he just kind of shot himself in the foot, where he's just like, you know what, I kind of fucked up before. Maybe I don't want to lose her now. Maybe now I am jealous now that I see that she might actually like somebody else. And honestly, for me, Ryan and Trey, I wish they would have ended up together. I really do. I like them together. They seem like they both want the same things. They had like cute chemistry, and it seemed like she was honestly open, and I kind of wish she had, and they would have just gone for each other because they were they were cute to me. I liked them together personally, but that didn't work out. And then we have Kat and Alex. Kat is born AF. I'm glad that she got a bit of her voice later in the episode, where she was standing up for Alex and her coupling when, what's his name, Antonio was acting unhinged and okay. But she says, well, actually she didn't say this. Alex says that she's more reserved and basically submissive, so he can kind of like, you know, dictate how things go. And I hope that she's learned to really utilize her voice and, you know, demand for things that she wants. Granted, she's the one that issued the ultimatum, but I hope that she will like be more vocal about things that she wants. And Alex is interesting. Alex and Roxanne are basically two sides of the same coin, right? He's a little bit more chill, and maybe he's more respectful to his partner, we can say, but I think he is kind of an asshole. But I'm not gonna lie, that fight that him and Roxanne were having, where he just wasn't backing down, I wasn't mad at him. I'm not gonna lie. Call me, say what you want. I wasn't really mad at him, but I can see where I think he is disrespectful. But I also like the honesty when he told Antonio that, yo, you're basically her rag doll. Let's keep it for real. He's being honest. So I'm not particularly mad at him, but I think he can learn to say things in a better way. But I don't think he was particularly disrespectful. You know what I mean? But I could understand where in his tone and him kind of like saying what he wants, how that could be perceived in that way. But with regards to him and Roxanne going back and forth, I think something she needed to see, I think he was a mirror to her face, because when I say they're, for me, honestly, two sides of the same coin, this was a mirror for her to see how she behaves, in my opinion. Moving on, we have Trey and Raya. So Raya doesn't want to be taken care of, but then kind of does, because, you know, when she was telling Brian about her expectations, she basically is like, I don't want to be taken care of. But then again, I do expect the guy to take care of the major bills, like the mortgage and things like that. And then she'll take care of the little things. So, hey, if that's expectations and standards that you have and your partner's okay with that, then it is what it is. And I do think in some ways we could see how she kind of leads with, I don't want to say she leads with sex, but she leads with physicality. With regards to what her wants in wanting to move to Atlanta or a major city and actually just experience that and do other things that she hasn't done in life. Girl, if this is something that's important to you, that you want, do not just succumb to what Trey wants by not living out your dreams, because you're going to regret it and you're going to end up hating him for that, right? And in turn hating yourself. So I think she should go and live on her own if she wants. And I think he's being very selfish and wanting things to be done in his own way by not wanting to do that with her. I could understand if it's like, well, I want to ensure that I'm going to have a job. I'm going to ensure that I'm not just making some random risk just to, you know, whatever. But I think it is important to do certain things when you are young. If you want to live abroad, if you want to, and even if you're older and you just come to this point in your life where it's like, I just don't want to work. I want to do other things. I think it is important to have those experiences because they're very valuable. And if that is something that's important to her, I don't think she should just give it up just because of him. But that's just me. With regards to Trey, from what we've seen, he lacks self-confidence. He doesn't actually think he's beautiful, because I remember Lisa complimenting him in the first episode and later Ryan complimenting him, and he's like, oh, okay, I don't really get compliments a lot. And I'm like, dude, you're an attractive guy, you have beautiful skin, you pretty smile, etc. Like, you know, that's probably something you need to work on, because that's probably has an effect on you wanting to do certain things. But I think he is a bit hard-headed in the sense of like, this is what I want to have it done by this time frame, and not acknowledging that your partner may not want that. So I don't think anybody really should be getting engaged or married or whatever, but for me, I think he had a better connection with Ryan, and I think he's just settling. And this is nothing against Raya. He's just settling with her because it's like, I already built this with you, and I don't want to have to go restart with somebody else, because he has time frames and things that he wants to do things within those time frames, right? And I think it's funny because oftentimes when we talk about like time frames and relationships and wanting to like have certain things checked off, we always look at it as like women wanting that, but there's a lot of men that do that as well. And I know for me, like, I've had situations like that where someone wanted to do something really, really fast, and I'm like, no, I don't want that, right? So, yeah. In the first episode, when Raya would say she doesn't feel like she's good enough for Trey, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you're not good enough for him. I think she just has expectations for herself that maybe she hasn't entertained yet. And because of that, she feels like she is beneath him in a way, since he is taking care of maybe the majority of things in the household. But then at the same time, when she was having that conversation with Brian about finances, because they talked about it briefly, she's like, if my card doesn't decline, then I am fine. Bitch, what? So you're probably the type that's like using your credit card to the max, when, if you didn't know, normally the most that you should use your credit card up to is like, I think it's like less than 30%. If you have like $1,000 limit, you're supposed to be using maybe $300 a month. You're not supposed to use it all the way to the maximum. So be careful with regards to that, because that does have an effect on your FICO score. If you want more information about that, check out the Budgetnista. But yeah, if your card doesn't decline, then I'm fine. She sound like Regine Hunter from Living Single. Like, girl, be smart with your money. And also, I think she gives off, for me, I think she's wasteful. I know for her it was about cleanliness, but she says she does laundry 4 times a week. And I'm sure you're not washing clothes by hand, so you're running the machine 4 times a week. That's too much. Like, once a week is more than enough. Like, 4 times a week is ridiculous. But girl, I mean, if he's paying the bills, then I guess you don't really care. If that's you paying them, then you probably think twice about that. But there's that. I think I touched on this earlier. The thing about like her leading with sex or physicality, I don't know why, but she did do that with Brian, and she also did that with Ryan's man. I can't think of whatever his name is. Like he was open to it, but again, like I said, I did that because he felt guilty. But there's that. I think unfortunately Lisa fucked up her chances on the show, because I think her and Brian would have actually had a better connection. And unfortunately, she was coupled up with Ryan's man, so she couldn't really have the full experience that she wanted to. And at the reunion, Lisa not giving her the apology that she deserved was really fucked up to me, because Lisa disrespected the fuck out of her, calling her the Hooters bitch. What is she challenging you on? She called her a fucking roach, a whole bunch of shit. And I'm just like, it's really funny, and I'm glad Vanessa brought this up. Like, I mean, I worked at Hooters, and apparently Lisa's ass worked at Hooters. So are you a Hooters bitch too? Like, I'm sorry. She was so out of line, and Raya didn't deserve that, honestly. Okay? Moving on to Roxanne and Antonio. I'm going to say Brian and Lisa for the end. So with Roxanne and Antonio, I'm sorry. Roxanne is emotionally abusive to him. And Antonio likes to be abused, is what it's giving. He is her lapdog, and she bullies him. And I think she likes to kind of, she gets some kind of rise out of it because it makes her feel good. Unfortunately, there are people like that who feel good by putting other people down, and that is what it's giving to me. I'm sorry, that's what I'm seeing. I hate her permed eyebrows. I hate this trend. It's giving me the book called The Series of Unfortunate Events with Jim Carrey. I think it's called Lemony Snickets. I never know how to say that name, but that's what them eyebrows give me. I can't stand it. But anyways, Antonio, I'm sorry, is unhinged. He is delusional AF, and he's pathetic. I'm sorry. I think he lacks the confidence, and he just feels like, oh, if I do all these things, she'll finally appreciate me and love me. But unfortunately, she won't. She won't respect you, and she doesn't respect you, just like what Alex said. She doesn't respect you. And I know you don't want to believe that, but we see how she moves, and we see later on in the reunion, but the thing about she agreed to the proposal, and then her reasoning about the ring is like this. Me personally, I don't believe in marriage. Like, that's just me. It's not something I would ever do. It's not something I would ever want, etc. Right? But the thing that she did about the ring was an excuse. Granted, the idea of the ring, like the engagement ring, that was something that was marketed by diamond companies. You can research that if you'd like. But like the idea of a ring and other forms of like devotional trinkets that we use to equate to love have usually been given to women, and it's been done in a way to show that, okay, this is my possession, this is mine, etc. Right? So her reasoning about the ring, I'm like, okay, it's not far-fetched, but bitch, you're using that as an excuse because you really don't want to be with this guy, so why the fuck did you even say yes anyway? You know what I mean? And him having bought you other rings and you still don't wear it, girl. If you don't want to wear it, don't wear it. Don't, like, but he's stupid. He's just like stuck, and he's going to stay here, and he does not want to leave. He doesn't care how he's treated. This is what he wants, and this is what he's going to deal with. So you can't save somebody that don't want to be saved, okay? In the word of J. Cole, don't save her or him in this situation. He don't want to be saved, okay? For me, I don't really, your life cannot be led by just ambition. You know the song, I actually love this song, Ambitious Girl by Wale. Ambitious girl, your drive drives me crazy. I want to stay with you, lay with you. I pay your tuition if you ain't into wishing. I try to fuck the shit out your aspiration. You see, the last one I did, I hate it because I love that song. I've been listening to that forever. I might as well listen to that mixtape. That's such a good mixtape. But ambition is not the only thing that's going to rule your life. Like her whole personality is ambition. I'm an entrepreneur. I work. I swear, if memory serves me right, she said a 5 to 12. I mean, like 5 a.m. to midnight, bitch. What? That's it. Maybe your business is not doing as good as it should be if you're putting this much time into it. Maybe you're just starting and you haven't hired help yet. I don't know, but it's just kind of weird that you're from sun up to sundown. Fuck sundown. From sun up to wee hours of the night, all you do is work. That's it. That's your whole fucking life. That's sad. I'm sorry. That's sad. You haven't, like, I think it's wonderful to be ambitious. I think it's wonderful to have goals and aspirations and do things that you want to do and pursue in life. Wonderful. Bravo. But that can't just be your end all be all. Like everything she led with was I'm an entrepreneur, money, ambition, job. Like, oh girl, shut up. Like she's exhausting. When she went to meet Alex's family and how she spoke about Antonio, etc. I'm just like, you really think this is cool? Even when we saw her with her parents, her dad was like, you know, this is how she is kind of thing. I mean, he wasn't trying to throw her on the bus, but you know, we were privy to some things, right? But I just think it's really sad that she thinks this is what her life is. But I will call her out because I didn't appreciate like how she treated him, and it was giving abusive. She is emotionally abusive towards him, and we identified this. We saw it in action. We saw how she speaks. We saw how she belittles him, and he just kind of accepts it, and he's just like her little plaything. And yo, if that's what you want, that's the life that you want, do you, boy. But I'm not here for that. Now moving on to abuser. Okay, Ike Turner, aka Lisa. And oh, sorry, with regards to Alex, like he's not without his faults either, you know. But and when he was in his relationship with Kat, and he just talks so fucking much, and she's just trying to get her word in, and she's, you know, when they had that little beef about Alex saying what he said and Kat standing up for her dude, is like, nah, you tripping, and him like running away, like it's just he's unhinged. I'm sorry, like you need some real therapy, okay, like. But moving on to Brian and Lisa, aka Ike Turner, aka James, what's his name? Rick James, aka all the abusers, okay? Aka Miss Domestic Violence. I saw that Essence Magazine gave her a spread with her, Brian, her eldest daughter, and the newborn. So we are rewarding abusive relationship. That's what we're doing. Okay, so basically we are watching them in their room, and there's a part, this is in the first episodes, right? She says something along the lines, I have an appropriate level of anger, and he was just like, and I was like, When I heard that, my ears perked up. I was like, okay. So yeah, they're leaving little breadcrumbs for us to realize that something ain't right here, right? And then when they were this is the first episode, when they were with the group and she was asking like, who do y'all like? And she's like, Brian. And then I don't think he answered, but then she's like, I would choke you on camera. And everybody's like, are you okay? Like seriously. Even if she tries to joke it off, we know that's not a joke, and that's not a fucking way to joke. That is not acceptable at all. And I'm going to bring this in here, and I hate to have to do this, but we're going to have to do this. Had she been a man, and she said that, would that have been acceptable? Okay? It's not okay for her to say that. It is not okay to joke in those kind of ways. We don't play that. Okay? Moving on. She also, girl, there's so much about this situation that pissed me off, and I wish I could go into more detail. I was just focusing this conversation on her, but because I'm just trying to get a generalized review out for y'all, that's why I'm just gonna make this quick and quick. But from what I saw in her, I saw her as somebody that's manipulative. I saw her as jealous. I saw her as violent, and we also saw that she is physically abusive. That's what it is, okay? We're not going to beat around the bush. We're going to call a thing what it is. That's what it is. And had she be a man and she slapped his face in the way that she did, her ass would have been walked off in handcuffs. Let's keep it for real. Like, that is not okay. It's not because you are smaller and you might not put as much force in the way you hit that it's okay for you to do that. It's not okay. I can understand you being playful with your man, you hitting whatever, you play fine, whatever. That is different. But you did that you're being filmed. You were plugged in, wired up, right, with the mic. You saw the camera. You were in an audience of other people that you don't even know, and you did this in public. If you are bold enough to hit somebody in public, what are you doing behind closed doors? And again, when he questioned her in the first episode about her anger, she said, I think I have an appropriate level of anger. You're probably the type that's throwing things at him, doing crazy stuff. And I'm sorry, if you are doing this on TV, what the fuck do you do at home? And what is your child being privy to? If they're seeing domestic violence at home like this, they're going to say that this is okay. It's not acceptable. Even if you did have a child, it's not acceptable. I'm not here for this. I don't stand for this. And I think it's bullshit that she was not reprimanded. What should have happened when that happened in the first episode? She should have been escorted out. If he wanted to file a police report against her, he could have. But again, when people are in an abusive relationship, likely they don't. Until it's too fucking late is when they'll finally do it, right? But she should have been escorted off, taken to jail if her ass needed to be in jail if he was willing to file a report, and not been brought back on the show, because that is not acceptable. Because Netflix, by y'all showcasing this, you're saying that this is okay. And then also bringing her back to the reunion and her not acknowledging, she did acknowledge it a little bit, but it wasn't to my satisfaction. She wasn't drilled enough for what she did. I'm sorry. It is not acceptable. I'm not here for this. I don't stand by this. And I will call this bitch out whenever. And for Essence and other platforms to give her a spread and not see that this is not acceptable. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not here for this. And this is, no, it's just really not okay. And when I saw her do that, when she smush slapped his face, she smush slap pushed, smush slap push. I can't even say the word, but I was in shock. I was beyond flabbergasted. I'm like, wait, what? Bitch, what? I was heated. Ain't no fucking way. And this is what, when I was watching this, I was like, yo, I have a little brother, right? I'm like, if some girl ever did something like this to my brother, he ain't gonna do nothing. I will. Please call me up. I will put you in your motherfucking place. Okay? And I'm saying that dead ass. Like, if someone ever did something like this to my brother, oh girl, you want to do that? I'll be right there. I'm here. Try it. Try me. Like, for me, with regards to that, like, no, I'm not here for that, okay? Like, I will stand, like, if, again, like I said, if this was my brother, if I was Brian's brother in this situation, and I saw she did this to my brother, girl, you gonna see me. You will see me. Ain't no fucking way. You disrespected him, you embarrassed him, and you embarrassed your motherfucking self. Okay? And one of the things I noticed that she does a lot, if y'all have recognized it, she weaponizes her tears often. And this was just like in the first couple episodes, let's just say, right? Where she'll weaponize her tears and like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Bitch, you're the one who gave him an ultimatum, okay? You signed him up for this experience, but you could handle it. Right before it's about to start, you start crying. You're throwing a tantrum at nighttime, like, I don't want to do this. Oh my God, no, right? And I'm just like, honestly, the thing about the pregnancy, I feel like it was premeditated. I feel like she already knew she was pregnant. She came on the show and she was going to be like, this is my reverse. Oh, you don't want to be with me? Bitch, I'm pregnant. Because the way she was so jealous when he was talking to Raya, and the way she went over there trying to intimidate Raya and being disrespectful and calling her the Hooters bitch, calling her all the things that she said, like, what is she challenging with? She's some regular bitch, whatever. Bitch. Yes, I'm calling you a bitch, okay? Do you not see how you are putting her down, how you are being misogynistic towards another woman? And there's a lot of women that are actually really misogynistic. Very much so. I'm like, you think that's okay? Well, because Raya is more docile and she's not gonna go rah-rah with you, that's why you thought that it was okay to do that? Like, honestly, I don't feel like if this was Roxanne, I don't think she would have done that with Roxanne. I think she's like, okay, I can, I hate using this term, but I can sun this bitch, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna intimidate her so she can move and I'll talk to my man. Like, nah, it's so not okay. I was just like, When she was outside after she smushed his face, right? She's like, oh, I can show you wilding. I'm not wilding yet. I don't even know if this was before the incident happened or if this was after. I think this was before she smashed his face. And then when they were outside, she's yelling, fuck you, all the shit that she was saying, right? And he's like, you're getting in your own way. And yes, bitch, you're in your own fucking way. I was so disgusted in watching this, honestly. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, are you kidding me? And I am not someone about respectability politics whatsoever. It's not because like, oh my God, it's the image you're showing of black girls, whatever. No, I'm not about that. I'm watching somebody because, again, and why I say that, I hate the respectability aspect that Black people are always kind of like, oh, we got to make sure we're not looking a certain way, etc. I hate that because we're always like, oh, the man is looking at us. We got to perform in a certain way to be da da da, right? No. And for one reason, we're not a fucking monolith. We're all individual people. Yes, when it comes to white supremacy and patriarchy and racism, etc., they don't see us in that way. Nevertheless, we are individual people. So when it comes to respectability politics, miss me with the bullshit. I'm going to identify her as an individual because we can clearly see the way she behaved, the way Riot behaved, two different things, right? They're both Black women. They're not behaving the same way. And we don't all need to act in the same fucking way. We are individuals. And as a fucking individual, bitch, you are out of line. You are wrong. You're going to work on your motherfucking self. And you need to give, I don't know if she has, but you need to give Riot a real apology because what you did was disrespectful. And if Brian wants to stay with your ass and actually be in an abusive relationship and he's okay with that and he wants to accept that, that's on him. Until it gets hard and it gets worse, he's not going to walk away, unfortunately. And honestly, he should. And I just hope that the children in your household are not going to witness anymore. I hope that you will grow and learn from this because your behavior was unacceptable. Okay? But anyways, those are my thoughts. Again, if you guys want more in-depth reviews of the episode, let me know. But I watched it like a while back and I don't want to have to go I didn't want to rewatch it again. So I just kind of like watched the first couple episodes just so I can like get my memory fresh with regards to the characters. But yeah, so far that's really all I'm going to touch on. Again, if you want more, let me know. Thank you again for watching. Please check out my other videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you're going to be back soon for a new video. Peace out, bisous, and hugs.
Pull up, pull up, I pull up, pull up, I pull up, I pull up.